Alright, so there's been a lot of channels calling me out, calling out other channels for lying about the Lucasfilm Civil War, simply because there's a couple of excerpts from a book that came out recently about Dave Filoni talking about Kathleen Kennedy talking about other people, John and Dave, stuff like that. I'm going to show you exactly what these excerpts say and tell you exactly why they don't matter at all. So let's get into it. So here's the first excerpt from the book that we'll be talking about today. I just want to start off by saying that I have never said that the Civil War is 100% concrete, because there is no way that I can know that. I'm not inside of Lucasfilm. I'm just using my intuition. I'm using what I'm hearing, and I'm inferring that I believe there is a civil war, or at least a major division within Lucasfilm. And I don't know how these people on the other side of the fence that don't believe in the Civil War, how they can say that their leaks are concrete, that their leaks are very trustworthy. But when people that believe in the Civil War get leaks, our leaks don't matter. Our leaks aren't trustworthy. I don't know how they can say that for certain. All I'm saying is I believe personally there is a civil war, there is major division, and it's going to cause conflicts with the content that's being created, which to me, if you look at it from a surface level standpoint, you just look at the content that's being created, it's obvious there's division. It's obvious that there's two different sides. One of them wants to push a woke agenda. One of them doesn't really understand what the feel of Star Wars is really supposed to be. And it's consistent with the people that are behind the projects. Kathleen Kennedy behind the sequel trilogy, behind the High Republic, Dave Filoni behind the Clone Wars, behind the Mandalorian. It's obvious that they have two totally opposite feels to their content, but let's get into this very first quote. Okay, so the first quote that we're going to be talking about is Dave Filoni talking to Kathleen Kennedy, and it says, "Well, I want to continue in animation, but I am really interested in live action." Kathleen Kennedy says, "Okay, live action is a very different medium, but let's set you up to see if you would really like it." Nothing weird there. You know, obviously this conversation had to happen for Dave Filoni to get hired. But the really interesting one that everyone is pointing out is at the bottom of the screen here. It says that Dave Filoni, talking about Kathleen Kennedy, says, "I can't say enough supportive and good things about her." Yes, Dave Filoni is saying nice things about Kathleen Kennedy. Obviously, he is an employee. Of course, he will talk positively about his employer. Let me bring up the full screen again. Of course, you can watch, okay, let's use a sports analogy real quick, and don't click off the video if you don't watch sports. It's okay. I'll make this make sense. If a player is playing poorly, a quarterback, let's say, a head coach is going to talk good about his quarterback regardless of how bad he's playing. He will never admit that he's playing bad, or say that he's a bad player. At least that coach may then go the next week and bench that player or cut that player. That means nothing. It's called PR. It means absolutely nothing. So I made this argument with someone else, and they said, well, wouldn't Kathleen Kennedy in this situation be the head coach and not Dave Filoni? Yes. But how often do you see players talk badly about their coaches? It goes both ways. Players don't talk bad about their coaches unless there's, very, very few examples. Deshaun Watson recently did it. Let's get off the sports talk. Business in general. Employees don't talk bad about their employers, because guess what? They enjoy being employed. If you talk bad about your employer, you're probably going to get fired. Dave Filoni is working his dream job at the moment. He doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize that. He was creating Star Wars content. That is always what he's wanted to do, live action Star Wars content. Of course he's going to talk good about his employer. I've never said that Kathleen Kennedy isn't the one that hires the producers. I've never said that she's not that. Of course she's that. She's the president of Lucasfilm. I'm saying there is a major division. A lot of people want Kathleen out. A lot of people love Kathleen. Talking about the Lucasfilm employees. Never said that Kathleen isn't the employer of Lucasfilm. She's the president, and I've never said any different. Let's get to this next quote. All right, so this one is all about Kathleen Kennedy being the one to bring John and Dave together, which I've never said any different. I don't think anyone ever disagreed with this, ever said that this wasn't the case. Of course, she is the one that hires both of them. Once again, she's the president of Lucasfilm. She had to hire them, but let's get into exactly what this excerpt says. If you see towards the top of the screen here, it says, Favreau and Filoni, sharing a mutual interest in Mandalorians from their time on Clone Wars, were reunited by Kennedy to collaborate on the subject in November 14th meeting at the Kennedy Marshall Company, culminating in the creation pitch art that same month. So yes, Kathleen Kennedy is the one that brought John and Dave together. But I don't know how people don't realize this. The Civil War started when John and Dave were brought on, because people saw what they were capable of, what people that are actual fans of Star Wars are capable of creating within Star Wars. The Civil War cannot happen without the other side being there. There has to be two sides. So before John and Dave were hired, obviously there's no Civil War, because the people on the other side from Kathleen Kennedy are behind John and Dave. I mean, did people really think that the Civil War was happening while Dave Filoni was just working on the Clone Wars, working on animation, rebels, whatever he was off doing. Do you think Kathleen Kennedy felt threatened by Filoni? No. But now that people are saying that she should be fired in favor of Filoni, not just fans, but actors and employees of Lucasfilm are taking sides, of course she feels threatened now, and of course she's going to push her hardest to stay in power because she wants the job as bad as Filoni wants the job. So yes, Kathleen Kennedy was the one to bring John and Dave together. Of course she was. Of course she was. She's the president. Like I keep saying, she is the one that makes the hires. I've never disagreed with that. I'm saying there is a civil war, there is division. If you look at it even surface level in the content that's being created, The Mandalorian, the sequel trilogy, completely different. The Clone Wars season 7, The High Republic, completely different. They all have the same people attached to them, and The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars have the same people. High Republic and the sequel trilogy have the same people. The feelings of this content is consistent with the people that are behind it, and it's obvious that there's two totally opposite sides in the people that have the opinions on which direction Star Wars should go. That's all I'm saying. There's huge division within Lucasfilm. I don't know how people can deny it with 100% certainty. Like I said before, I don't know if this is happening for sure or not. I'm just using my intuition. I'm using what I'm hearing, and I'm forming my own opinion. So I'm just trying to clear the air and say that these channels that are making these videos, these people that are writing these articles saying that I'm lying, that other channels that believe in the Civil War are lying, we're not lying. We're stating our opinions. We're bringing you the facts that we are hearing, the leaks that we are hearing. That's all we're doing. I'm not claiming to be some Lucasfilm insider. I don't know for sure. I have a couple connections. The stuff that they know, they're not claiming to know for sure. So I just don't understand how people on the other side can know for sure. But that's really it in this video. I just wanted to clear the air on some stuff. I appreciate everyone watching the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think the Civil War is real? Do you think this is all fake? Do you think I'm lying to your face right now? Let me know in the comments. I want to discuss with everyone from every viewpoint. But I appreciate everyone for watching. If you did enjoy the video, check out some of my other content. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be making a lot more videos like this. I enjoy making videos in front of the camera like this. It's a lot more fun. But if you enjoyed the video, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want my socials, the links will be in the description. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the next one.